So what I'm hearing is that we want to do a study of the roads and the traffic to see how we can best use all of our busing. Is that like not just courtesy busing, but how can we best use our busing for athletics, and all of that is then included, or we're just looking at where we should be courtesy busing?
I would think it would have to be the entire
I was gonna say,
scope of work with
I'm looking at- yeah.
related to transport, what is
Yeah.
needed.
So my big concern with not addressing this now is that it's not very fair to many of the taxpayers, right? Like we have people who receive busing for free, and then we have people who don't receive busing, right? And this is, it creates a huge inequality, right? When one person is being asked to pay for busing and the other person's getting it for free because of something, of some reason. And we don't really have anything quantifiable to point them to as to why one person's getting busing over another. So I do feel like we kind of have to put something down and vote on it, right? Like we have to be held accountable for doing this. One of the areas, simple, at Emerson, a lot of people on Emerson get bused because it's, dangerous road. However, someone decided that was dangerous, but it is, right? But all the cul-de-sacs and dead ends off of Emerson don't get bused, right? So it's not quite fair to all the taxpayers on how that works. And so I feel like by not addressing it, we're asking taxpayers to pay for one person to get busing, but others not. And I don't think that is equitable, especially when we're looking at a budget cut and we're looking at issues like this. Courtesy busing is a want, not a need. And I'm saying that knowing that the most traffic that will be hit is GL, and I live here. So my neighbors will hate me for this because I already have to leave 5 minutes early to get my daughter to her band practice because it's at the same time as GL. And I can't make that left-hand turn. So I just don't think that we can ask taxpayers to do this, especially when we're cutting the budget, right? Like, I know that we want to do this right, but the required busing needs improvement. We have kindergartners getting home at almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Like my kindergartner could not handle that. I had to go pick them up every day. That creates traffic. If we can't have the people who need busing, who get busing, can't even use it because it's almost 4 o'clock and my child was falling asleep on the bus every day, right? So there are so many ways we can improve busing. We have kids staying after school, waiting for the bus to come pick them up. We don't have enough busing for athletics. Athletics budget had to pay for private busing a couple of times because they didn't have busing. So I know that we don't want to get rid of courtesy busing because we don't want to do that to our family and friends and neighbors here in town. But I also don't think that it's really fair to ask taxpayers to do that.
So I guess step one is the request